Boss is back.
Okay, folks, I'm going to start muting everybody down.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Good afternoon, Cary Rotary Club. Welcome to the friendliest and most thankful club in District 7710. It's a great Tuesday afternoon in Cary. Can I ask Mr. Ron Stanton to please lead us in the prayer and the pledge to kick us off?
Thank you, President Bob. Welcome, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this beautiful day. We just thank you for this Thanksgiving season as we reflect on all the blessings we have received. We're so grateful for life. We're so grateful for our free country. We're so grateful for the men and women who serve us and protect us each and every day. We pray for Rotary and all it does locally and internationally. Help guide us to provide for those in need. Let us always remember our motto, service above self. We ask that you bless this food to nourish our bodies, keep us healthy and safe during this Thanksgiving season. In Christ's name I pray, amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Which will come first, Christmas Carol sung or God Bless America? We will have to see. We'll get back at it. Bill Fletcher, will you help introduce some visitors today?
I would love to introduce some visitors. A guest with us today, accompanying our speaker, Hal Bowman. Would you please stand, please, sir? And
Welcome, Hal.
Holloway.
Welcome, Tal. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm looking forward to hearing what Jim has to say. You may have heard it before once or twice. We'll see, but we're looking forward to that. We've got another really exciting part of our program today, where we get the privilege of inducting a new member. So I'd like to call Harold Bennett, our membership chair, up to lead us through a little ceremony.
Yes, this is exciting today that we're going to be adding a new member. Tim Duffee and John Hatcher, would you come up, please? I'll put these on so I don't miss some words. Tim Duffee here, John's there, if you don't know. It is my privilege and honor to induct you as a member of the Rotary Club of Cary. By the way, I'm going to bring this normally a little bit longer, but he's a previous member of Rotary from Austin, Texas.
30 years.
30-year member, and I'm not responsible for the 30-year kid. I don't know. So we're welcoming him with an abbreviated induction today. So if you would, I've got some things here that I would love for John to give you. John, if you would present him with those as a sponsor. I got you. There you go.
The dreaded bridge dread bag.
Yes, that's right. After 30 years, you get to start all over. He's receiving the wheel and the coin that has the four-way test on one side, and it shows the wheel on the other.
I've never had that.
Okay, so it took you 30 years to get that. All right, so fellow Rotarians, please stand. I present to you Tim Duffee, and I charge you to give him your friendship and help to educate him on the responsibilities and requirements of being a Rotarian, as well as the many worthwhile programs and projects of Rotary. Thank you.
Tim, do you
Want to say something?
Well, it's a pleasure to be back. I moved to Raleigh in 1966, to work with the big company out at Research Triangle Park, and basically spent my career there. Before that, I went to the University of Texas after having moved to Texas as a senior in high school. So I wanted to go back to Austin, Texas. So after 12 years, we moved back there. My daughter sort of stayed here, so that's kind of now brings me back here. So I joined Rotary in 1986, and we had a club about 80 to 90 people, and we did a lot of good projects there. I'll tell you about them sometime. I'm obligated to tell you that we're selling fruit, grapefruit and oranges, and last year we made $125,000. So that's what they're hard at right now. I don't know how we get them to you. and also lamb's candy. I'll be giving you some of that. Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tim. I look forward to buying some of those oranges. That's like $100,000 is a lot of oranges, it sounds like to me. But also be great to steal some of those great ideas that are working in the Southwest and migrate them over here to North Carolina. And thank you, John, for introducing Tim to our club. Renee Spell, can I ask you we got a great event coming up of our own. Can I ask you to fill us in?
Thank you, Bob, and hello, everybody. I've been away for a few weeks. I've been dialing in, but I sure have missed seeing everybody. Just a reminder about our Christmas dinner, December the 7th at Prestonwood Country Club. We'll start at 6 o'clock with a social time. We have a pianist from the School of Music who will be entertaining us during that time, and then we'll enjoy our dinner. Now, you may wonder what these bags are on your tables. I can't let an opportunity go by, and just recently found out about an organization called Myra's Angels. And this group was founded to support the homeless and foster children in our area. These children have very little, and when they move from home to home, 90% of the time their stuff is in a garbage bag. And so to provide a little dignity for them and make them feel more welcome, this group puts together little backpacks of just essentials, toiletries, maybe a little game, little composition book, something fun. Those bags are $25. And what I'd like to do is, we don't have a sergeant at arms here today. So today and next week, if you could just dig in your pocket and just drop $1 in this bag, we would love to be able to fund a few of these backpacks for these kids. There are, it's shocking, there are 3,000 homeless children in Wake County and close to 16,000 foster kids in the state of North Carolina. So there again, we live in an affluent area and there's so much of this around us that I feel like we can do a little bit too. So we'll culminate this the night of our dinner and be able to put some smiles on faces. But anyway, remember, we won't have Rotary that day. We'll be meeting at Prestonwood. So I look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. And what a great idea to be able to give something back in the community here at the holiday time. So thank you for finding that organization and connecting us together. Miracle moments. Do we have any miracle moments to share today? Mr. Don Finkbeiner.
I'd like to share a miracle moment that happened yesterday when I went to I celebrated our 55th wedding anniversary.
Fantastic. $1 a year. That's getting off light, I think. Congratulations. Tim Mannix.
Yeah, we're looking forward. This will be the first time in over 8 years I'll have my entire family together this Thanksgiving. They're coming in from all sorts of different places, all the grandkids, my kids. We're looking forward.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Anyone else in the room? Anyone online have a moment they'd like to share? All right, well, fantastic. Good. Family and giving thanks and celebrating relationships. That's kind of what the season is all about, isn't it? So fantastic. Thanks for sharing those. Without further ado then, let's get to our program. Can I call on Pat Hudson to make the introduction? Pat.
I'm happy to introduce to you today Jim Kilpatrick, who's founder, team leader, and lead pilot for the Bandit flight team. He graduated from Western Carolina University in 1968 and then joined the Air Force as a pilot. He was a fighter pilot and flew 257 missions in the F-100 Super Sabre in Vietnam. Among his medals, he holds 2 Distinguished Flying Cross medals, 13 air medals, and the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry. After the Air Force, Jim flew for American Airlines for 34 years in various aircraft across the United States, South America, Europe, and the Far East. He was a check airman on the Boeing 757 and Boeing 767 and retired in 2006 after flying the Boeing 777 to Tokyo and London. After retirement, he formed the Bandit flight. He and his wife, Beverly, lived in Cary, North Carolina for over 35 years, where they've raised $4. Jim?
Thanks very much. Appreciate that introduction. And boy, it's nice to look out here. I've been here 35 years, so I recognize many of you, Ralph, Jerry. Boy, that's old Cary right there. So I've known you guys for a long time. So it's good to be here. Thanks for having us and giving me a chance to talk about it. Al and Tal, 2 of my teammates, you've already introduced. But I want to tell you a little bit about the Bandits. First, I got a question. How many here have ever heard about the Bandits or know anything about us? Well, that's quite a few. That's really more than I get in those places because we're out of here. So my objective here today is to teach you a little bit about the Bandits. We are a formation flight team. That means our airplanes are there flying close together, 3 feet away, a lot of training. Our motto is flying for the flag, saluting our military men and women. So we're going to go on a lot of that, but I've got a couple of videos. You can run the first video, and this will tell you more about the Bandits than I could do. So let's watch the first video. sound.
That costs extra sound.
We'll get the sound, we really need the sound of that. Sorry about having dread. Get a dry one of the other. That's kidding me. Okay. Yeah, we can pull that.
One of those Panther stadiums. Yeah, Panther stadium.
Yeah, we've done several.
Okay, now we got all that going. That's a great little video that brings you up to speed. You don't know who the bandits are. You don't know what we do. Get a little bit of background, and so now you're kind of up to speed. Bandit flight team. Where in the world did we get that name? Well, you old folks, World War II, you remember the movies, bandits at 12 o'clock high. That meant unidentified aircraft at 12 o'clock, bandits. So that's our name. You see 6 airplanes in the sky and you go bandits. You be right. There we are. So that's how we got our name. Our motto is flying for the flag. We salute our military men and women. Can you, Bob, can you go over here and change the next slide whenever you get a chance?
Yeah, I was hoping to get you on camera. That's okay.
Okay, that's who we are. We are it's not even close, most active civilian flight team in the country. We do over 50 events a year, have for 4 or 5 years. This year, even COVID, we've done almost 45 events. So we are by far the most, or the busiest team. And somebody said, man, yes, that was a Panther team right there. What we're doing. And our bottom line is honoring our military men and women. Next slide, please. Okay, we're all volunteer. Every pilot's a volunteer. Every pilot owns his own aircraft, donates his time. So that's where we come from. We have a high level of requirement for our pilots. They all have to be commercial pilot certification. They also have to have FAA formation flight certification. That requires an oral exam and a flight check. And every year we get another flight check. Keep everybody going. So everybody on the team has that. We've been doing, I said, that's 6 years. That's an old slide. We're up almost 50 years now. We are a nonprofit, 513 North Carolina, nonprofit. So because we just don't really cover our expenses. What do? We do 3 types of events. Sporting events, you saw some of those ball games. We've done all NC State games for the last 6 years. Done every one of them. Go to a state game, see the national anthem flower, you'll see it right there. Home of the Brave. We give ourselves a 4-second window. When they say home of the Brave, we'll be overhead. That's a goal line in midfield. If anybody's in the game, you'll know we did it. How we do that. We also do a ton of veteran military events, community events. If you look at that, go outside the door, you'll see that. That's the very down right there. It's pretty neat. Okay, let's go to the next one. We'll go through some of these sporting events, college football games we do, Wake Forest, we did a couple of Wake Forest, we did Clemson recently, Richmond, Campbell University, we do many NASCAR events in this area, Martinsville, Richmond, Charlotte, and then we've done the Panthers and we do the Bulls. That's some of the scenes there. You'll notice here, pretty little shot, there's a stadium at NC State. This is what it looks like. Okay, let's go to that. Veteran and military events, this is the heart of what we do. I love one at the top, Navy SEAL Foundation. We do every spring in Pinehurst. It's a national foundation. They raise a ton of money. A lot of Navy SEALs are having trouble adjusting to civilian life. It's a wonderful, probably my favorite one that we do. Fairways for Warriors, we do that here, a couple of those around. Operation Coming Home is an organization here that builds houses. They do about 2 a year, and they get to give it to a returning military man, either wounded. We'll be doing one in December, dedicating a home, and that is to a guy, to his surviving spouse. So we do those. Sometimes Veteran Parade we did a few weeks ago, and we were down in Wilmington as well. And baseball game down in Air Force Academy as well. And those are the type of military things. Okay. Then we have a lot of community events. We do the Isaiah Festival every year, fly the national anthem there. We did the Festival of the Avion a few weeks ago. Several of these others are pretty neat. These two at the top are really great. These elementary schools, they're in our area. They have really gotten behind Memorial Day. One day is to celebrate like people we've lost. They do a program for the entire school. These are usually grammar, elementary students. And they put posters up, and anybody that's been in the service break, get a flower, they put a name on the poster. They really educate the kids on what Memorial Day is. We play the national anthem, and we do the flower. We will do a missing man as well. That's one that's dear and dear to me. And Chris Harrison quite a bit as well. So we got still raising money for this family. Okay. That's our schedule I talked about, roughly. That's a little bit old, I got updated, because I haven't given this speech in 2 years. I was thinking I was scheduled here 2 years ago. Because I'll update these slides. But you can kind of see how many people you fly over and some of the events we do. Okay. That's our team. 10 pilots, 10 aircraft, 7 ground coordinators. With that, somebody on the ground that really works, tells us what's going on, updates us on the time. So we can be right on. I think, is that the last slide on that one? I think we're here. So that's a little bit of the background. Now, what we're going to do, you know a little bit about the Bandits, what we do. I'm going to take you flying with us. So we're going to run a little video of what it's like to fly with the Bandits. The music, I hope you're an AC/DC fan. I'm not particularly, but some of our younger people put this together. And I say younger, they're probably 50, 60. So they put this together. This is an AC/DC song in the background. So it's not my choice, but it is what it is. They love it. So it's weird. So let's run this. We'll take the flight. Got to change the sound system.
Bandit flight, check. Nope, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up my altitude. Airspeed, I'm in good shape. Two out, 1. Anthem start to go. 110, 9, 8, 7. Coming up on 1 minute. Mark, 1 minute. Coming up on 45 seconds. Flyover, mark. Bandit flight, Delta, go. Bandit flight, smoke on, now. 6 up, 2 feet. Keep coming, 6. Good job, guys. Copy that.
Shaking at the knee. now. Bandit 2 now. 3, get ready for the pull. Hold down. 3, pull now. Bandit 4, pull now. Bandits first now. Bandits break left now. I thought of fun. Bandit wide, run them up. Bandit wide, smoke on. Bandit wide, smoke off. Bandit, shut them down.
Couple of guys here, and we started flying formation. Come on up, guys, or y'all sit on it, whatever you want to do. But I started flying the yak, and I said, come on, guys, let's put together a formation team. And I think a couple people would like to do this at events. We put together an event scale concert, first one we ever did. Told them we're high experience, we didn't know what we're doing. But anyway, and one thing led to another, and it kind of grew organically. And I got another airplane, sold my airplane to Hal. He's still flying it.
That's a good price.
How old is plane? Well, he gonna rub it in, ain't it? So, you get Hal's airplane, looks like a World War II airplane. It's a Russian yak, the trainer. They train, Russians trained in that aircraft. That airplane was what, 1986? 86. They're actually still making some. Believe it or not, Russians are. Go ahead.
Speaking of cost, how much does it cost a year to do what you're doing?
I'm afraid to total it up. We try to get a little money here, a little money there. We pay for the gas. I mean, you know, these guys tell you if you.
My plane's worth maybe 60, 65,000. Insurance, they won't sell me hull insurance, collision anymore. So my liability insurance is like 800 or 900. The hangar down at Sanford is $300 a month. Pretty big number. Has to get an annual every year. Maintenance, that's anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000 or $8,000, depending on what's going on. But I don't have to buy any gas.
You're managed to cover everybody's gas. That's about it.
And to give you an idea of gas, right now it's about $6 a gallon for aviation gas. And most of the airplanes in the fleet that you saw probably burn around 10 gallons an hour, some a little less, now not so much. He's got a big radial engine, so he burns a little more.
Yeah, he burns more.
About 15 gallons.
There's a question online I've had along those lines. For the various flyovers, do any of the groups compensate you for that, or is that all out of the volunteer funds?
No, I'll be honest with you, we get compensated for every event. Sometimes it's very, very small. I mean, just to put the gas in airplanes, we probably advance $1,000. And I'll tell you, pretty big if you get maybe $500. I do that because if you won't pay anything, it doesn't have a lot of value to you.
Well, these stadiums are paying for this.
Do what?
The stadiums are paying.
They do.
These tickets are expensive at these football games.
I know, you got to go talk to them a little more. We get the NASCAR pays as well, the Panthers pay as well, state does fairly well. Some of the stadiums do pay us much, much better. It's like a sliding scale. You know, you're a charity, we're trying to help you out. I hate to hit you for a lot of costs, and you're trying to raise money.
Yeah.
But for the stadiums, yeah, we do have a much higher fee for that. But it's still, like I said, cover gas, that's just about it. Yeah. Okay.
Two comments. Number one, thank you for doing the flyover for the healthcare workers.
Okay.
You covered the flag on all the hospitals. Many of us were out at the Cary White Hospital.
Oh, good.
We flew over. Thank you for that. My daughter is the principal at Mill Creek Elementary School.
Okay.
And as you commented, the celebration of veterans on that day, when you guys were able to do a flyover, one year you had to cancel it because of weather. It's just a real blessing to the children in that school. They may not realize for another decade. But thank you for mentioning that. Appreciate your support.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it because those mean a lot to us as we know what it means with the school and what they do. Such a great system. And let's be honest with you. The kids are learning about veterans, but they love seeing airplanes fly, right? So it makes more enjoyable, but it does have an effect. The salute to the healthcare workers was got that idea. I called WRAL. They worked with us on that, put together a really wonderful, we thought, wonderful salute. We're pleased with that.
Question, I guess, you guys took the DFR operation, and if you are, what sort of team rules you have as far as seating wise?
No, I'll be great. Yes, flyovers are a visual flight. Let's call it, that's a aviation term. Because we have all federal aviation regulations apply to us, which is 1,000 feet over the stadium and 500 feet over the cloud. So that's pretty much our limiting factor. So we do have to be IFR. But, most of our guys are IFR, the instrument flight rate, because we might go to Martinsville and have a cloud deck. We need to do this for us to get in there.
So along with that, are you guys GPS friendly?
We're not more GPS friendly, we're GPS required. Because what he's talking about, because you heard the countdown from the ground, we have to know the ground. Nobody can get the time right. They're not going to start that national anthem on time. Now, the ball games, they got TV and everything else. They'll be within 10 or 15 seconds. Some of these other events, they can't hit it within 30 seconds or a minute. But we've got the specific time for that particular national anthem. We've got a ground guy following every bit of it. When he starts, he gives us the countdown. You heard him give the countdown. 1 minute, 50. When he gives that time down, the flight lead's looking at his GPS because it takes in wind and everything. How much time to the center of the field? And if he says, I got 40 seconds to go, and he gives him, you got 50 for the end, you better slow down. Or if he's behind, he's 60 seconds and he's giving him 50, he better speed up. So yeah, we're totally dependent on GPS. We couldn't make our flowers, we didn't have GPS.
Another question, how do you color the smoke?
It's a good question. We don't color, tell him how we generate the smoke. Either one of you guys.
Well, the smoke is generated from a smoke tank of oil that pumps through a system, and it basically pours out the oil right at the exhaust. And that's where the smoke comes from. The colored smoke is basically from a canister like you see for power plants.
Okay, I have this. Okay, it's 1:26.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so one last question.
All right.
Who it's gonna be?
When you're flying, let's say for the NC State flyovers, do you work with the Raleigh Towers so that they can give you clearance for your entry and exit without worrying about commercial?
I'll take it, or you can guys.
Yeah, the Raleigh control area, it comes in a circle. It's an upside down birthday cake. Farther out you go, the higher it is. But between RDU and the baseball football stadium, there's a line which comes down to the ground, goes up to 1,500 feet. We're just inside of that most of the time. When we swing around the initial point, we're in their airspace. We always contact them and get clearance from them before we come in from the northwest to the stadium.
Yeah, we are. We're in contact. We send them the information ahead of time.
It's too bad you guys can't hear the flaws you get the football game. Couldn't get that much.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for doing it.
Jerry, I appreciate that. And that's one of the.
Back off to a good start.
One of the challenges as a team leader is when you fly the airplanes, you just stare at that one guy, you're flying formation and you're doing everything to keep position. And lead saying smoke on, smoke off, and you're doing that. And you do smoke on, smoke off, you lead, you come back and land. You don't get that feedback. And I'm having a little difficult trying to get it to my players. Guys, you need to go to one of these games and see it, see the appreciation. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. All right, thank you.
Our great artist.
I love everything from Jerry. Jerry knows that. He's got
Yes.
this in my house.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you having us here today.
Thank you very much, Jim, Al, and Cal, being with us. Hey, Jerry, here's an idea for the next box set. There's all the stadiums the Bandit team flies over. Ought to have their own car. Don't you think? Great for Christmas. All right. We heard about one Miracle Moment Day, which was Dawn and June's anniversary. I want to recognize a couple of other birthdays. November 28th, which I guess is next Sunday, right? Is Sally Cox celebrating a birthday. And Leon Evans, who's on the line here, has a birthday the next day, 29th, next Monday. So happy birthday, Leon. Happy birthday to Barbara Koenigsberg. Heads up, Charlie. Birthday coming up on the 25th for Barbara. And then we've got a member anniversary on the 27th. Tom Ford will be celebrating his 20th anniversary with this club, 25th in Rotary. So he's catching up to you, Tim. So if you see Tom, congratulate him and thank him. Next week, we'll hear from the Dean of the Poole School of Management, Frank Buckless. George Jordan can arrange that. We'll have a meal of chicken marsala over wild rice and green beans. That sounds really good. In 2 weeks, don't come. There's no meeting on December 7th. You don't have to go home, but you can't come here for lunch on the 7th. And don't forget, we've had a great response to our Salvation Army bell ringing that's coming up December 8th to 10th, 20 to 24. I have access to the sign up genius if you want to sign up for a shift even yet before you go today. But we've got about 2/3 of our shifts filled in just 2 or 3 days. So thank you for volunteering your time. And once again, thank you, Jim, Hal, Tal, for coming. It's great to have visitors. Tim Duffee, welcome to the Rotary Club of Cary. We're looking forward to your contributions and thrilled that you have to have you with us. As we lead out to a great, safe, and blessed Thanksgiving, Tim Mannix, can you lead us out on the 4-way test?
Of the things we think, say, or do.
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?